my wife and I recently, we got these cute little journals, and I said to my wife, I was like, I just heard a podcast recently about someone mentioned, like, when's the last time you asked your significant other what their goals were, what their values were?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking of that, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't remember the last time I asked her what her goals were.
Mm-hmm.
And I got home and I asked her, and she's like, way too late for that conversation. And I'm like, okay, well, we'll talk about it in the morning. And what I did instead was I took that journal that we bought and I wrote down what I envisioned the next 5-10 years of our life and relationship looking like. And I said, so I wrote in this journal exactly what I just said. And I would love if you did the same thing. I said, I'm not going to pressure you, because she's very much an individual where you can't tell her what to do, which I don't think you should tell anyone what to do.
Yeah.
But you kind of have to make it her idea to do it. So I left it on the table and I said, it'd be really cool if you just look through what I wrote. And if you get some time, write down what you want. And she wrote down the next 5 to 10 years of her life. And I said, don't read mine until after you write yours.
Yeah.
And we read each other's afterwards together. And it really reaffirmed that we want very similar things in a lot of aspects.
Yes.
But at the same time, she wants some very different things than what I wanted, things that I never even knew that she thought about, whether it's where we're going to live, when it comes to family, when it comes to future children. And we didn't compromise, because I don't like that word, but we had a really great understanding of where each other stood. And I was able to say, I'd be perfectly okay with this. And I think that I'd actually like this more than what I wrote down. And we did that with each other's different things. But it's just as important with your team, and it's just as important with yourself. Like, when's the last time you've written down what brings you joy? When's the last time you've written down what you want your future to look like,
And that's such a great question, Brandon, right? What is it that brings you joy, right? What is it that is absolute passion for you? I love that exercise. I think that is so incredible. I wish everyone in the world would take note of that and do that right now. I think the biggest thing, though, is when you do that is not, how do you walk away from judgment if the other person's is different?
Oh,
right?
Great question.
Right? Because the reality is sometimes it may not always align. That doesn't mean we have to okay, that's it. We're splitting up. We have two different purposes. It's how can they work together, right? And where is the commonality, right? Is the commonality that you both value family, that you value your relationship, that you value trust, joy, things like that. So stepping into somewhere where you can take a value test together, that would be great. The other thing is, it's really interesting. People will say to me, "Oh my God, you and your husband, you're so great together," kind of deal. And I laugh, right? Because no marriage is perfect, right? We all go through our ups and downs, and the "I love you in this moment," or "I don't love you right now. I like you a lot, but I don't love you," right? Kind of deal. And in my journey to become a coach, what I realized is I can't change him, right? I can only show up as the best person I can be. And when I started working on myself and showing up as the best person I could be, he started saying, I want some of that. I like what's happening with her. Oh my God, that's so cool. It became infectious. So then he started saying, how do I get that? Right, kind of deal. So I think if you're in a relationship, if you're in a job, if you're in a friend zone, whatever it is you're in, and you want to change that situation, it has to start with you. And if you can show up every single moment as the best you can be, that'll bring other people along with you, because that's the only thing we can control. I can't control someone else, right? I can't make them be someone else. What I can do is show up as the best person I am, and then I can accept you and have no judgment, no matter who you are right now at this moment.